All back after lunch. Hopefully it was pleasant. We're back on the record, State versus Tucker. By way of recap, this morning you were given formal preliminary instructions. You heard opening statements from both sides. The state began presentation of its case in chief, called a couple of witnesses, and then Mr. Raggett here, he was called as their third witness, and the state had completed its direct examination when we broke for lunch. So now he's back on the witness stand, still under oath, and I'm going to give the defendant an opportunity for cross-examination. Would you like to?
Hi, Mr. Raggett. How are you doing today?
Fine, thank you.
Good. I'm going to try not to be too long with you, man. I know we've held you up quite long enough already, so I'm not going to keep you up here forever, okay?
Okay.
Try and be quick about this. Let's see, going over some of your testimony. Now, you said you didn't know my name, you don't know me, right? We've never partied together, right?
No, I don't know you.
Okay, good. Now, you said, when you were being attacked, right? And the one guy had you, he was holding up a knife, correct?
Right in front of my face.
Right in front of your face. Now, do you think you'd recognize that knife again if you ever saw it?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. And, Mark,
Oh, yes. Yes.
That's exhibit 1.
Well, that would be defendant's exhibit A, but has the clerk, Mr. Tucker, the clerk has to first of all see it and put an official sticker with defendant's exhibit A thereon.
I'm sorry. I'm learning this. I'm trying to do with this. Is that familiar to you?
So you're showing the witness what's been marked as defendant's
No.
exhibit A. Sir, let me just, for the record, state the witness is being shown defendant's exhibit A for identification. Okay, and you're asked if you recognize that.
No, it had a white handle.
White hand. Okay. Good. Thank you. Just want to check. Thanks. Okay, so again, we're going back over this attack, and you said somewhere in there when Matt came upstairs, right? When he actually came up the stairs, right? You said that. What did the guy say? You said something. He said something, and they jumped down the stairs or something like that. Do you remember that?
No, he hit me.
Uh-huh.
He hit me and knocked me through a tarp.
Okay. Did he say anything before, after or after he did that?
No, he didn't say nothing.
Okay. All right. I must have misunderstood you then. Because I thought you said something like, was it, we got to get out of here or something like that?
He did say that, but he said that later when he came back up the steps.
Oh, when he came back up. Okay. I just want to make sure. And just like the knife, would you recognize his voice again if you ever heard him?
He didn't say nothing.
Well, I mean, if he said, didn't he say we got to get out of here?
That's about it.
Okay, but you wouldn't recognize his voice?
No, I don't think I would.
Okay, just checking. Now, again, I just confirmed, just a second ago that, you don't know me, don't know my name, anything like that, right? We've never met.
He was wearing a skull mask.
Right, I got that part, but you don't know my name, correct?
No,
Okay,
I don't
good.
know you.
Good. So if investigators, and I'm going to read this to you just to make sure, but if investigators said something along the lines of, Rogers stated that.
I'm objecting, Judge, to this.
Would you like me
I
to
don't
have
know
one
what
read
he's
it?
reading from.
Well, then
I
I
showed
guess.
it to you.
Well, 1 second. Take it easy. You wanted to see what was.
Judge, yes, he's reading from a document that is not in evidence, and I don't know where this line of questioning is.
I'm reading it for.
Well, would we like to have a bench conference to address the issue? so soon, but it happened, so bear with me, please. Okay, so now the jurors are gone, and we can be heard without whispering. And when I have a copy or see this document that's the source of this question, thank you.
It's the original affidavit.
Okay, it is an affidavit. So this is the arrest affidavit, okay? And it is sworn out by Danielle Malone. Is that?
That's correct.
Okay. And would you direct me, please, to the portion of it that you wanted to inquire about?
It's actually underlined in there.
Well, I don't know, but just show it to me.
Gotcha. Actually, right there, in green.
Okay, so, and the state has a copy of this.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so what question did you want to ask? What was your specific question?
My question is if you made that statement.
Well, but that's not the question you're gonna ask him. I wanna hear the exact question, not did you make that?
I mean, I was gonna read it to him rather than have him read it, if he would like that, that's fine. It's just, I want to know if you made that statement.
I understand, Mr. Tucker, but when I go and have an objection on a sensitive issue that's been objected to, and I take the jury out, I like to know exactly what the question is, because many times, somehow or other, things get altered between the time of this here, and I'm not talking about you, and I'm just talking about my experience over the years, and unless I nail it down, then somehow or other the question changes and the issue changes. So I would like to hear exactly what question you want to ask. That's
Literally, Your Honor, I was gonna say, did you say this, and then read that?
Would you do that, please?
Thank you, sir.
Just like, you know, I anticipate there's gonna be instances.
Okay, Roger, bear with
In the
me.
course of this trial, where we're gonna have these sessions and proffers and the like, so it's all part of the process.
Okay.
So, go ahead and ask the question you'd like to ask.
Roger, I'm just gonna ask you a real simple question, okay? When this investigation is going on, did you ever say that Franklin Tyrone Tucker put his finger towards his mouth and made a sound?
Okay.
I didn't say-
Wait, you don't have to answer that right now. That's the question. State,
I have no problem with that question, Judge.
okay.
What I understand Mr. Tucker's trying to do is he wants to show the jury this tainted investigation and how they went after him. And it's improper for him to stand and read from a document that obviously he's going to make sure the jury, tell the jury, here's an affidavit for my arrest, and they lied in it. That has nothing to do with this trial. He was arrested already. So any inadequacies in that affidavit are done. He's here facing trial. Mr. Tucker, don't please. You don't have to give me weird looks or threatening glances or whatever that's supposed to be.
That was not supposed to be a threatening glance. I really take offense that you would say that.
In any event,
Anyhow, Judge, I have no
It
problem.
was a glare, but regardless, I understand your point. So, and again, based upon what I heard in the opening, this may become an issue, and, you know, we'll have to deal with it as the time comes, but all these alleged infirmities in the investigation, I'm not sure how that's ultimately
My
relevant.
argument's going to be relevant all the way through, every single time. So it's not relevant about the inadequacies of this affidavit.
You're telling me the inadequacies?
The question he can ask this defendant, this witness is, have you ever ID'd me during the pendency of this investigation as being the person who stabbed, or the person who held you to participate in this robbery? And I believe the answer is going to be no, I haven't. And then that's it.
Oh, wait a second.
No impeachment.
Just, I want to be clear here.
Wait, Mr. Tucker, you have a bad habit, sir, of interrupting and not allowing people to complete what they're saying.
I thought he was done.
I'm going to give you the same opportunity to speak uninterrupted that I expect everybody else to have. So, I don't know if he has to say, did you ID him? I think he can ask about this specific, did you ever say such and such?
I agree, Judge. I agree with that 100%, but what I think is not relevant or permissible is that it looks like he's trying to impeach this witness. There's been no proper statement made. There is a statement made in that affidavit that, according to this witness, Tyrone Tucker did these things. That might understand the officer's belief or perspective, but at the end of the day, it's not impeaching this witness. It's simply asking this witness a question. And the question is exactly what Your Honor stated. And I think that that's what we're stuck with here. He can ask the question, he'll get an answer, and that's as far as it can go.
Well, I think he's trying to show that in this particular statement, depending upon how you interpret it, he knew Tucker's name, which is contrary to his statement here that he doesn't know his name. Yes, you can ask the question that you posed when I asked you what it is. So is there anything else you wanted to say now?
No, I mean, I just wanted to answer that question, Your Honor. That's it.
Okay, so the court will allow that, and we'll go from there.
Judge, I also ask the court, listen, the defendant has an act to turn and look at me or ask me questions, before I objected to something, he turned to me and said, why? That's improper. He needs to direct his inquiries to Your Honor as to what's going on. I don't want communication with this defendant in any format of that variety.
Well, I think so far, at least.
Earlier, he said, I'll slow down for the state, like we couldn't keep up. I mean, these little comments.
And I think I interjected quite rapidly for the judge, is what I said. So I think overall, so far things have been fairly amicable. I mean, over time, as the trial goes on, I've observed inevitably in almost every case, things get a bit heated and we have to stay within bounds. But it is true that whatever arguments or concerns should be directed towards the judge by way of argument and objection, and the interpersonal dynamics between the lawyers or the defendant and the lawyers, other than basic communication that's needed, should be avoided. That's it. So,
May I speak, Your Honor?
yes, sir.
In my defense, as far as that went, I wasn't the one who jumped up and started getting animated about the whole thing. It's like you're telling me that a statement that the witness supposedly made, I can't ask the question. It's not relevant.
Mr. Tucker, I don't want to disparage you, but lawyers and judges spend years studying rules
I
of
get
evidence,
this.
and they're more subtle than you realize
I
sometimes.
would imagine.
So I said that you could ask the question that you posed, and I don't really want to go any, I don't think I need to go any further.
Yeah, I think we're fine, Your Honor.
Okay. So let's bring back the jury.
President, Your Honor.
All right, welcome back, members of the jury. Thank you for your patience. We appreciate it. We're ready to proceed in your presence, so we'll let the defendant continue with his cross-examination.
Thank you, Your Honor. And I would like to apologize to the jury for having to go back there and take a break.
Objection, Your Honor.
It's fine. Let's just move on now, and...
Roger, I'd like to apologize to you, too.
No,
But-
absolutely not necessary, and we're going to just go on to the next inquiry.
Okay. All right. Again, just a simple question for you, Roger. This is it, okay? Did you ever say that Franklin Tyrone Tucker put his finger towards his mouth and made a shh sound?
No,
Okay, no?
no, I said he put his finger to his mouth, and that's it.
Okay,
I
good.
didn't say no name.
Good. No further questions, Your Honor. Thank you.
Thank you. Is there any redirect examination?
Yes, Judge. So, Mr. Raggett,
Yes,
when you were describing the attack earlier to the jury before lunch, you talked about these two men, correct?
yes, two men.
You don't know this man sitting here, right?
No, I don't know him.
What about the other man? Have you ever heard of a man named Rory Wilson,
No.
maybe known as Detroit?
No,
You don't know that person?
no,
All right. Before, when you described the two different men, you said one was bigger and one was smaller. Is that accurate?
yes.
Were you talking height-wise? Were you talking weight? Or were you talking
Weight
both?
and height, weight and height.
So one guy was definitely taller?
Yes.
And was the taller guy also weighed more than the other guy?
No, he laid less.
Okay, so explain that to me. You got a tall guy and then a shorter, heavier guy?
The guy I knew by his swagger and meeting him before, was the heavier, shorter, heavy guy. And the man would put that knife to my throat and told me to shut my mouth. Didn't tell me, just gave me a gesture. Was taller and skinnier.
Okay. And when you looked in the other room, at some point, was the taller man in there with Paula attacking Paula?
No,
Okay. And then the man that went downstairs to help Matthew, do you remember if that was the taller man or the shorter man?
taller man.
Okay. All right. And when he went downstairs to, I guess, to address Matthew, who was still upstairs with you and Paula?
The shorter man wearing a skull mask.
And where were you during that process? When he went downstairs to Matthew, where were you?
I was hung up in a tarp. They hit me and knocked me through off the chair and into a hanging tarp.
Okay.
I was coming out of there. I was trying to come out of there. And as I was coming out of there, I seen the taller man jump over the rail, and then I heard Matt scream.
Okay. And again, the guy that was attacking you and punching you, that was the taller one you said.
Yeah, he hit me and knocked me through that.
Okay. All right. 1 second, please, sir. Mr. Rugged, I have no further questions for you, sir. Thank you.
So, may this witness be excused? or cease-
Actually, could I get a redirect, Your Honor? Just answer a couple questions.
You want to do some recross,
Yes.
which is generally not allowed, but if you want to stay within the scope of the direct, I'll give you the opportunity, so go ahead.
Just curious about some.
Scope of the redirect,
Just the questions you just asked.
that's what I mean.
Roger,
Yes.
you just described both men that attacked you, correct? You described one as a short, stocky guy, and another guy as a tall, skinny guy, right? Just to make sure I'm
Well, it
clear.
wasn't that tall, but he
Oh, not this tall.
it wasn't that tall.
Okay, about like this tall?
No, but
Like in
your
between?
height, about your height.
Oh, about my height. Okay, but fatter, right? Or is that the bigger dude?
No, the man I know was a short, fat one. He was black, and I knew him by the way he moved and talked, and because we talked before.
I got you.
You know, we knew it was him, but
Okay.
the tall guy, I didn't know because he didn't say nothing. He didn't say much.
Did you know
at
his
all.
name by
He didn't
chance?
say nothing. He didn't say nothing except for "we got to go." That's the only part I can say. you
The
know.
guy you knew, did you know his name?
No.
No, you didn't know his name, but you saw him around.
Say again.
You saw him around, so you said you knew him by his swank, I think is what it was?
Slander, you know, it's just style, his walk.
Style,
you
his
know?
walk,
I
okay.
met him before. You
Okay,
know?
gotcha. But that's at Treehouse where you met him?
And in other places.
Okay, cool. I just wanted to make sure I was clear on that.
And
Okay.
other places, you know.
No more questions, Your Honor. I'm good. Thank you.
So now may he be excused?
I have a redirect?
Redirect,
Yes, sir.
okay.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Mr. Rugged, you just said that the taller guy was about his height, right?
Yes, I did.
That's what you just said, right?
On his height, a little taller than the other guy.
This guy right here, his height.
Yes, I said that.
Nothing further. Thank you, Judge.
Okay, now may the witness be excused.
Yes, sir.
All right. So, thank you, sir. You can step down and be excused. Yes, sir.
Thanks a lot, Roger.
Okay, so state have another witness to call?
Mr. Cosme, I believe is out there.
So, got your phone secure? Yeah. All right, so why don't you come on up here by the deputy? And if you'd stop right there, turn and face the clerk, raise your right hand.
Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you will give in the cause now in hearing shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
All right, please have a seat on the witness stand, sir. Speak loudly and clearly so everyone is able to hear you.
May I proceed, Judge?
Yes.
Thank you, sir. Good afternoon, Mr. Cosme.
Good afternoon.
I know we've kept you waiting all day. I appreciate your patience, sir. I'm sorry, but I appreciate you being here. Could you state your full name for the record?
My name is Juan Luis Cosme.
Juan Luis Cosme, right?
Yes.
And, sir, where do you currently live?
I live in Big Pine Key, 1212 West Shore Drive.
Here in Monroe County?
Yes.
And how long have you lived down here, sir?
27 years,
Okay. Where'd you live before you're Monroe County?
Orlando.
Orlando, okay, very well. So you've been in Monroe County quite a long time. Now, is that a yes?
Yes, I'm sorry.
All right, no worries. What kind of work do you do, Mr. Cosme?
I own a Suzuki and a Yamaha outboards dealership. We do repair boats. We sell the engines. We sell the boats, or blue water sport fishing boats. That's what we do.
And where's that business located?
That's at 5670 Laurel Avenue.
5670
Yeah,
Laurel?
Stock Island.
On Stock Island. Here in Key West?
Yes.
Now, is your building, is it like an outdoor marina with, boat dock, or boat lifts and everything?
Well, it's just it's not in the water, it's just a building,
Okay,
what is it, on the ground, ground level.
sure. How long have you had that business?
I started in 2005.
And you've had it ever since?
Yeah,
All right, coming up on 20 years then, right?
yeah.
All right, Mr. Cosby, let me ask you, on that business, is it equipped with any kind of surveillance videos or surveillance cameras?
Yes, yes.
And explain to the jury, what kind of a surveillance system do you have there?
Well, we have a Barnes alarm system. That's our provider. and we have cameras facing everywhere, because that, you know, Laurel Avenue, it's not a good place. You know, when I first bought the property, I was like, wow, look at all this stuff happening here, you know, especially that house that we're talking about here, the Treehouse. But, you know, I started, you know, telling people, you can't do that here, you can't do that here, and I'll call the cops. You know, there was a lot of stuff going on, you know.
Okay, so you were familiar with the structure that was referred to as the treehouse?
Yes.
And can you just describe for the jury, what exactly was that structure?
It was, I don't know, it was like, I never went in there, you know, it was like this house, you know, you can barely see it, you know, it was all overgrown with weeds. And there was a lot of activity there, you know, that's one of the places that I always looked, I'm like, man, that place right there, you know, it's a lot of prostitutes, you know, coming in and out,
Not a good place.
not a good place, you know. No, you know, I mean, it's Laurel Avenue, Stock Island, you know, but it's better now.
Okay.
Yeah, it's better now.
Well, good, I'm glad to hear that. Let me ask, your surveillance videos, did you put those in for security?
For security, yes. 100%.
All right, and does your system, does it run constant, like 24 hours a day?
Yes.
And does it rewrite over itself, or does it archive the video footage? How does that work?
I'm not sure about that, man. You know, if I have problems, I call Barnes Alarm, and they know, they fix it.
And they know how to
or
access it?
whatever. Yeah, like, I don't even know how to work it, to tell you the truth, man.
All right, fair enough. So
Yeah.
let me take you back to November of, and you said you're familiar with this treehouse structure, right?
Well, it's not there anymore, but yes.
How close to your business was that structure?
It's like, there was an empty lot next to me, and then that property, you know, so it was two, you know, one lot, and then it was two lots, you know.
So if you had to estimate footage, what are we talking here? Football field length or less?
Yeah, less, yeah, it's really
Okay.
close. Yeah.
And so you had this surveillance system that you use for your business, correct?
Correct, yes.
Now, let me take you back to November 17th of 2017. Do you recall that date?
Yeah, I do. I had just bought the property. You know, it wasn't that long, and I see like this tape everywhere. You know, like, you know, what happened? You know, because you know, when I got there was cops all the time. You know.
When you got to work, or did you live in there? Oh, you don't live down there.
When I bought the property, there was always cops, because I used to call them, you know, because I'd be like, you know, these people are doing this and trying to clean up the place, you know. My business is going there. I didn't want a bunch of
Sure.
people, you know, bad people or whatever, but
So you bought the property in and around, right around that time?
around that time, yeah, and yeah, it was weird, because, you know, there was a lot of people coming in and out of the house, and there was one man that was cool, man, and I always used to talk to. He had long beard and white hair, you know, and he'd just walk around without a shirt, and he'd say, "Hey, how's it going, man?" You know.
Okay.
And I think that's the guy, you know, that you guys were talking about. And
Do you know a man named Matthew Bonnett?
I don't remember his name, you know, because I think that was the guy, you know.
Okay.
You know,
Now, did you go to work that morning, and when you went to work, you saw activity over there?
I did, you know, I saw tape, you know, a bunch of police officers there, more than ever, and I was like, what's going on? And, oh, somebody got, you know, somebody.
Okay, stabbed over there, right?
That's what I'm going to say, you know, but.
All right, fair
Yeah, it
enough.
was bad, you know, and I was sad, because I met the guy, and the guy was cool, you know.
Was there a lot of chatter going on about what had happened there?
Yeah, you know, it was obvious, you know, like there was a lady, Paula, you know, and that, what it was, it's obvious, you know. The cops should have been already busted those people already before any of this stuff happened, you know. You could see people going in and out of that place, you know,
Okay.
and especially that lady, you know, she would go in there all the time with a bike, and she would stop over there, you know.
Did you,
people would-
I'm sorry, did you personally know her?
No, I just knew who she was, because I
Okay.
knew. I asked the cops. I was like, "Who's that lady?" You know.
Okay.
And it's like, "Oh, blah blah, this and that," you know. But
Now, Mr. Cosme, at some point, did the police come over to your business to inquire about surveillance cameras?
yes, they did. And I told them, I don't know how to work it, but you guys can go ahead and go in there, get whatever you need, man.
And were they able to pull surveillance tapes
I believe so.
from the evening before?
Yes.
And You gave them full access to your system?
Yes,
And they came into your business, I guess, and
Yes.
and effectuated that?
yes.
All right. But you weren't there at the overnight hours when something happened, right?
No.
You caught this the next
Close
morning?
at 5 o'clock and that's it, you know.
Okay. Nothing further for you, sir. Thank you very much.
Is that it?
No, that's it for the direct examination. There might be some cross-examination. We'll let Mr. Tucker have that opportunity.
Mr. Cosme, right?
Yes, Cosme,
Right.
C-O-S-M-E.
Okay, good. I just want to make sure I have your name right.
Thank you.
I remember seeing it on the video, but I didn't, I never knew if I pronounced it right. All right, so you say you have video surveillance on the entire operation, your entire operation, correct? Okay, and you knew Paula, right? You knew Paula, the chick on the bike, right?
I didn't know her, you know, I just know of her, you know, I know, you know, because I bought that property and I was like, I want to know what's going on around my place of business, you know.
No, that makes sense. It makes complete
Yeah.
sense. And, you know, so you were looking to just see, man, make sure that nobody's messing around with the boats, nobody's messing around with the outboards. I mean,
That's
they
right.
love outboards, I know this. Okay, so yeah, you know, you put these security cameras up. Have you ever seen me over by there?
Who?
Me, over by your shop or over by the treehouse.
You know, I see a lot of people, man, and you look familiar to me, you know.
I did live on Stock Island.
You know, yeah, they look familiar to me, you know, and, you know, maybe not, I don't know. And it was a long time ago.
It was a long time ago.
You know, so.
No, and I get what you're kind of saying. You know, same thing with Paula. It's like, okay, you knew her,
But with
but
Paula, you can tell her, man.
yeah, but you knew her, but you
All over the
yeah,
place.
But I gotcha. All right, so but yeah, I look familiar to you at least, right? You kind of knew me from around, I guess, right?
You know, I'd say that if I saw you every day, it would be, you know, you would be more familiar to me. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I saw Paula.
Oh yeah, no, I get it. I get that. But okay, now, you know, you gave the tapes over to the police. You gave them all the tapes, though, right? Or at least that you know of,
Yeah,
because I know
let
you
them
don't.
have access to whatever they
Yes.
needed, you know, and
So they took it, not you giving it over.
yeah.
Okay, just making sure, because I wanted to clarify, you know, whether they were the ones who went in and got it, or whether you went and retrieved it for them.
No, they did it, because I really don't know how to work this
Okay,
system.
now, don't get me wrong, I'm bad with that kind of stuff sometimes, too. Okay, all right, well, I think that's about all I have. I mean,
Okay.
you're go ahead and, you know, thank you for your time, okay?
You're welcome.
All right.
Any redirect examination? State, redirect?
Yes, Mr. Cosme, so I just want to clarify, the officers didn't take these tapes against your will, right?
Against my will?
Yeah.
Oh, of course not. You know, that's what they're there for. You know, they're there for surveillance, for anything that happens. I have my cameras faced out to the streets. I can look all the way to the other marina, because when I first moved, like before, I said that Stock Island, they call it Stock Rock, you know, but because there's a lot of crime and people go there to do bad things. It's changing, you know, it's changing good, you know. I love Stock Island, but, you know, it's stuff like that happened, you know, like I think that was like one of the last really bad things that happened.
Fair enough.
there,
And
you
you
know.
made those videos available
Yes,
willingly
of
to the
course, that's what
police?
they're there for, you know.
All right, wonderful. Judge, I have nothing further at this time.
All right, may the witness step down and be excused?
Yes, sir.
All right, sir. Thank you. You can step down and be excused. Next witness?
David Fernandez.
Please step forward through the gate. Approach the deputy right here in front of the witness stand. You stop right there, turn and face the clerk, raise your right hand.
Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you will give in the cause now and hearing shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Please Please have a seat on the witness stand. Speak loudly and clearly so we're all able to hear you.
Judge, can we come sidebar real quick?
Yes? Looks like this is a good time to take an early afternoon break, members of the jury. I told you that, these things happen, nothing untoward or unusual, but we're going to take a 15-minute break. You don't have to remain in the jury room. You now know the protocols for breaks, so we'll get going again right around 2:45. So see you back then. Follow the court's cautionary instructions. Outside the courtroom, so do you need the witness up here, or?
Yeah, Judge, I'm just gonna put this in to make sure that he knows, because I'm gonna have this witness step down and play it for the jury. So I just wanna make sure that
Well,
we're all on sync.
okay, so you want to make sure that there's nothing there that shouldn't be there? Is that the idea, that you start publishing something that's inadmissible?
And we start all over again.
We don't want that.
I literally need like 3 minutes and I think we'll be fine.
I understand, but it seemed like
Nope, I agree.
give him a break. Obviously, Mr. Tucker can be here if he cares to.
Yep.
If not, 2:45. All right, we'll be back. back.
Thank you, Judge. We're ready to go.
Just out of curiosity, I saw Jill. I don't know if anybody touched base with her about what Mr. Tucker said, that the medical note was sent to Jill. She was in here. I don't know if anybody had a chance to check with her or not.
Judge, she did say she got it and she was going to forward it, but I will find out. We'll
Okay,
We'll
I
have
mean,
it for you tomorrow.
I just came to mind as I saw
Yep.
her, so.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, so, let's bring in the jury. Welcome back, members of the jury. Please have a seat. All right, again, we thank you for your patience. State's now ready to start their direct examination of the witness who has already been placed under oath and is on the witness stand and ready to go.
Thank you, Judge. Officer Fernandez, good afternoon. Are you officer or deputy?
Sergeant Fernandez.
Okay, I'm wrong on both accounts. Sergeant Fernandez, good afternoon, sir. Can you state your full name for the record?
David Fernandez,
And Sergeant, how are you employed?
with the Monroe County Sheriff's Office
And how long have you worked for them?
since October 28th of 2008.
2008?
Yes,
And your current title?
Detective Sergeant.
All
out
right,
of
and-
Marathon.
Very well. And are you stationed out of one location or do you travel up and down the Keys?
Right now, I'm stationed out of Marathon, Florida.
All right. All right, Sergeant. Well, thank you for being here today. I want to take you back. First of all, when did you become a detective sergeant?
Approximately a year and a half ago.
Okay, so before that, let's go back to 2017. What title did you have at that point in time?
Detective Lower Keys.
Detective Lower Keys. Okay. And you were based, I guess that involves Key West?
Stock Island area up to Big Pine, our lower sector.
Okay.
Our office is out of headquarters.
All right, very well. And that's over on Stock Island, right?
Yes.
Okay, so Sergeant, let's talk about back in November 17th of 2017. Were you working for the sheriff at that point in time?
Yes,
And were you working as a detective in the Lower Keys?
yes,
And were you at some point called to assist in the investigation of an event that happened over on Stock Island?
yes,
All right, and this was a stabbing at a place called the Treehouse, is that right?
yes,
Are you familiar with that location?
yes.
Okay, can you tell the jury what exactly was that location?
It's looks like a run-down kind of vacant property. There was a trailer on it and like a balcony on top of the trailer. It's hard to see in and out from the road. We've responded to calls there throughout my career here.
Is it actually a dwelling where people live?
Yes, it's people come and go from that location, except I believe the trailer. There may have been someone staying there a lot longer, but the Treehouse is known for people coming and going.
I guess people who pass through vagrants or people who don't have a permanent home?
Yes,
And there's no running water at the Treehouse, is that right?
that I know of, no.
Okay. Electricity?
That I know of, no.
All right. Sergeant, you were asked to get involved in this investigation to track down some videos, is that accurate?
Yes.
All right. Tell the jury, how did that request come to you, and what action did you take when you got the request?
So it's from the lead detective. It was either Detective Malone or Detective Pitcher that there's video available from, I believe it's Lower Keys Electric on 2nd Avenue. and then also video from Cosme Marine on Laurel Avenue.
And were you able to go to those locations?
Yes.
And what was your purpose in going to those locations?
Retrieving the video, a property receipt, and then turning it over to the lead detective.
All right, and did you in fact do that?
Yes.
Now, when you went over there to collect the videos, did you watch the videos?
Yes.
Were you asked to watch the videos?
To be able to upload it into a disc or a USB, we would normally watch it, make sure what we have and what we can see.
All right.
Yes.
And as a matter of fact, you watched those videos prior to coming to trial here today, is that right?
Yes.
Judge, at this time, I'm going to have our clerk pre-mark a thumb drive as a state exhibit. I think I might have one.
Joe, you need this. Yeah, no, but she needs a sticker on it too.
Sergeant, now you were in my offices yesterday, correct?
Yes.
Watch these videos?
Yes.
Do they fairly and accurately represent the videos that you brought, that you obtained through this investigation?
Yes, I do.
Were they altered with or tampered with in any way?
No.
At this time, Judge, I've already published them to the defense on the break, and I seek to move in what's been previously marked as golf for identification, please.
Is there any objection?
No, Your Honor.
All right, so admit State's Exhibit G for identification into evidence. That's would be number seven.
So I don't embarrass myself, Judge, I have my helper here.
So you want to publish them now?
Yes, sir, I'm sorry, I'd like to publish to the jury and have the detective, if you would, detective, step down and have you go ahead and bring them up for us, because I know you know this isn't better than I do. So.
Okay,
Do you mind if I turn over around there?
Tucker, he can position himself, or we can position the screen so he's able to see and the jury's able to see, so
Is that better?
you can pull up that chair there, or the bailiff can help you to pull. Well, just want to be sure that jurors, if you're all able to see the screen where on the exhibit is being published, yes? All right. Go ahead.
Thank you, Judge. Sergeant, thank you for stepping down. If you could bring up the first video. Beautiful. And let's go ahead and play that for the jury. These are the videos you went and obtained during the investigation?
Yes.
And what area are we seeing right now?
So where this vehicle is coming down, that's 2nd Street, and this would be 2nd Avenue.
So where would the treehouse be in reference to what we're looking at here?
The treehouse would be down 2nd Street, the direction of this truck, and then you would have Maloney.
So the treehouse is over there.
Correct. Yes.
Where's Tom Thumb?
Tom Thumb is the same direction.
Is the treehouse?
It's up that way, the truck.
Mr. Tucker, you'll have your chance to cross-examine right now. Please don't.
Clarification.
All right, Sergeant, if you could just rewind it 10 seconds so we can see what we just watched there. Can you tell the jury, what evidentiary value did you find from this video?
So my understanding at the time was there is a statement made by a co-defendant of his movements throughout that night, and it was corroborating his statements. And this video would depict that.
So the importance of this video is the person we just saw walking across the road there.
Yes.
Is that fair to say?
Yes.
And the video goes on for, I think, almost 10 minutes. Do you recall if there's anything else on this video of an evidentiary value that that would be something that was germane to this investigation?
No, I do not.
Okay. Stop this one then. Oh, I'm sorry, before we do that, timestamp, what time is this video?
2017, which would be 8/17,
And the date?
November 17th of 2017.
Okay, so around, for those who are not familiar with military time, we're looking about 8:17 in the evening, right?
Yes.
And that's when we see the person walking across there. Now, in relation to where the treehouse is located, are they walking towards it or from it?
Walking towards it.
All right, Nick, so let's bring up the other one then. Okay, now where is this video taken? What perspective are we looking at here?
So this is Laurel Avenue. With that building, what you see on the corner is CVS on Stock Island. And this business belongs
You talking about this building here?
Yes,
So that's CVS,
correct.
the one that's right on US 1?
Yes.
Okay. And I'm sorry, I interrupted you. What other perspective were you giving us?
This is Cosmin Marine, which is on the corner of Laurel Avenue and 2nd Street.
Where would the treehouse be in relation to the vantage that we're looking at now?
So the Treehouse would be just a couple properties down Laurel Avenue, right in this area.
Down that way.
Yes.
You said a couple of properties?
Yes.
Can you estimate footage or it's tough, right?
So next door to that is a motorcycle repair shop, and then it's either right next to that or the following property. It's pretty close. It's not too far. I would have to fast forward if we want to get to that. It's just like 20
That's going to be my next question was, so now, did anything of an evidentiary value reveal from this video during your investigation?
Yes.
And take us to the part that you're referring to.
So the same thing, my understanding is there was a statement made by one of the co-defendants, and it was to corroborate his story.
Can you show us where on the video we see anything of an evidentiary value? All right, Sergeant, what are we getting ready to see here?
So there's a vehicle. Okay. So as you can see, there, if I rewind it a second, but the two headlights here, there's a vehicle that's going to come and approach in front of Cosmo Marine and then stop right in front of this vessel here.
Okay, let's go ahead and play. Do you know what kind of vehicle that is? Can you tell from the video?
It looks like a truck to me. If I rewind. With the front, the direction it is, and also it appears to be a bed of a truck to me.
Okay.
What's that?
Sorry, that, again, right now, the questions are coming from the prosecutor here, and again, Mr. Tucker can ask him cross-examination.
And that's where you can see a reflection here. Like movement or something of light and no light on that area right here where the mouse is pointing in this area. And if you keep watching, it continues.
And what do we see there?
So here we see two people walking from the direction of the truck towards the treehouse, which correlates with the movement you can see near that lighting of the truck there.
So those two individuals we see walking, would they be walking in the direction where the treehouse would be located?
Yes.
If you wanted just one more time, so we can go on for a moment. Well, was there anything, let me ask you, is there anything else of evidentiary value after what we just saw?
I don't recall. The video looks like it's another maybe 10 minutes or so. I don't recall anything on this specific video, but.
Very well. All right, we're good for now then. Yeah, you can leave out, that's fine. So Detective Fernandez, when your job is to retrieve these videos, is that right?
Yes.
And you did that, correct?
Yes.
And did you put them into, or upload them into your data system so you'd have them, or they would have them as part of this investigation?
I did not personally upload them. I transferred them over from a property receipt.
All right. Did you have anything, any other hand in this investigation at this point? After retrieving these videos?
So I retrieved the videos. I did get information from a citizen that provided some information. I was in there.
Okay.
But for the video part,
That's it then. All right. Sergeant, I have no further questions for you at this time. Thank you.
Cross-examination?
Detective Sergeant Fernandez, it's been a long time. How you been?
good. Thank you.
You can position the podium as you, that's good for you.
Okay, good. Actually, up here would be a little bit better for me, I'm probably sure.
Right,
I don't want it to fall over, though. All right. Now, this video here, right? Now, you see the two guys get out of the truck. That's true. Do you see anybody sitting, waiting in the truck?
No.
So you can't see that there's actually a driver in the truck, right?
No, I cannot.
Good. That's all I need from this video. Video previous, you said that the only thing that was evidentiary value was the guy walking up.
That I recall, but my position was to retrieve the video.
Okay, but you did watch it, right?
Very little, as I
Okay.
did today.
Do you remember at the time what the video was, what it was purported to be when you first got it?
I remember watching just what we showed today in court.
You don't remember Captain Phelps calling it something else?
No, I
Okay,
don't.
just checking. Okay, so if I remember correctly, that video has a little bit longer to go on the other one, and there is some other evidentiary value on there. But we'll go ahead and go.
You, of course, are entitled to
Go back and
publish
check it out?
whatever you
Sure.
care to on this exhibit. It's in evidence.
Would you like me to?
Yeah, if you would. That would help. They said this was originally to corroborate co-defendant's testimony, correct?
I would be speaking on that. That's what I believe.
Judge, I think the podium's blocking a view for some of these jurors.
Okay, so we'll try to position it in a way that's good for everyone.
Okay, so where we're back at the beginning again?
Yeah, it started at the beginning here in 12 seconds.
Then we're going to see now. Has anybody admitted who they are in this video?
I do not.
Let's get to that some more. Okay, that's where the guy's walking up, right?
Mr. Tucker, one of the jurors can't see.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Please forgive me. One has seen this video probably 1,000 times. You can't. More important to see. Okay, so he walks up. If I remember correctly, we can fast forward a little bit. Probably not too far.
You want me to fast forward?
Yeah, it's like when he's walking back.
Do you know how much more that's?
I really don't know offhand what the timestamp is, but I know it's not too far.
I don't know how to fast forward. I can either skip.
Yeah, just jump a little bit. Okay.
Or you tell me when.
A little bit, yeah, just a little bit of time in, just so we can get it going a little quicker. I just know it's not too long after he walks up.
Keep going?
Yeah, keep going.
Okay, our court reporter here is asking me to ask you gentlemen to speak louder, please. Again, we don't have the benefit of the mic, so, all right.
There we go, right here. Now, if I remember right, this is about evidentiary value too, correct? If I remember, I'm sure you're pretty familiar with this video. It's a pretty big part of the investigation, if I remember correctly. I remember correctly, that was identified as Roy Wilson.
I do not know.
All right, well, went back up to the treehouse. That was what you were saying, that way is up to the treehouse, right?
Correct.
And that way is taxed, correct?
Correct.
And that's going towards where, the warehouse?
Yes.
Okay, good. All right, so that's pretty much the evidentiary value of that video. The one question we have always had, and I'd love to have, ask you since you're here and you collected it, is why didn't we get more video of this?
I can't answer that.
You were just told to go get it.
Yes.
You weren't told to get specific times or anything like that, right? All right, you were just what we always wanted to know. I figured I'd ask you why you were there. Okay, all right, thank you. No further questions.
State of any redirect examination?
No, sir.
All right. So is this witness subject to recall, or is he to be?
No, Judge, as far as I'm concerned, he could be excused.
Thank you. You can step down and be excused. Further witnesses for the state?
No more lined up for today, Judge.
Okay, so why don't we approach the bench here?
Oh, definitely will. And what did you say about swabs doing there? I was just curious. Oh, when she actually, okay, gotcha. Yeah, okay, gotcha. That's helpful to me too. Yes, sir. I appreciate that. Thank you.
All right, members of the jury, we thank you so much for your attention and patience during the course of the day, but we're going to call it a day. I may have mentioned to you previously, and if I haven't, I'll mention it now, that trials are a function often of logistics, travel, timing, and the like. So the state anticipated that the witnesses that they had here today would fill the time. We've got a while before 5, but there's no more witnesses lined up. So good news is we have a short day for you, and the good news also is that we're on schedule. I try to focus on many things, including what I call the big picture, and I want to be sure as the days unfold that we're not wasting time, which we're not, and that we're going to do our best to adhere to what I told you originally, and we're doing those things. So I would say tomorrow at 9:15 would be a good starting time. Enjoy the remainder of your day. Follow the court's cautionary instructions, and we'll be ready to proceed with further evidence in the state's case in chief. So if you'll be here at 9:15, I'll look forward to it. The notepads stay right there on the chair. The bailiff's going to collect them, secure them, and they'll be ready for your use tomorrow. Have a good evening. All right, jurors are gone, so I told them 9:15, feeling that we could be here at 9 to, again, address any potential questions or issues. Hopefully there won't be any, but at least we'll give ourselves that cushion. So, as far as the thumb drive's concerned, is that going to be...
Oh, that has to be, that's in evidence. So
Right, I understand, that's what I mean, so we probably want to take it out of the equipment and put it in the envelope and give it to the clerk.
And just so I'm clear, your assistant is still on, correct?
Yes.
Okay, look forward to it.
All right, thank you. All right, unless there's something else, well, have a good evening, see you tomorrow at 9.
Thank you.
Okay. You got everything?